Hello and welcome to Radio Labyrinth. This is Season 8, Episode 6. I'm Tim, there's Dustin, Steph, and Jeff, and we're all here with you today. Hey, listen, if you'd like to hear us talk about The Last of Us every single week, why, we've even added another person, Stephanie's husband, Neil, who has played the game and can tell us the difference between what's going on and tell us what's new and what isn't, and what's in the game and what's not in the game. And he also does a kick-ass Arnold Schwarzenegger. So if you have to stay through the whole thing to hear it because it's at the end. But we'll have more of that. But listen, if you want that, you have to be a Patreon member at the $5 level and above. And it's quite simple to become a Patreon member. Just go to patreon.com/Tim Andrews and sign up. If you sign up at that level, then you get access. And then there's other things like t-shirts and also our brand new. And you have to be looking at us on the YouTube to see this. But can you guys see the sticker? The Radio Labyrinth Sly Talking sticker that Jeff made?
Very cool.
Yes. It's a Cobretti. It's a Cobretti Stallone.
My favorite.
And digitally altered enough so they can't sue. And and I do believe that this week's episode, we have the premiere of Puppet Sly. So anyway, find out all about that. Watch the video and, our super secret YouTube video on our Patreon page. Again, patreon.com/Tim Andrews. Let's see. I'd like to thank our producers. At the $25 level, you become a producer. At the $75 and above level, there is a level for that, you are an advertiser. So if you have a business and you'd like us to do a live commercial read for you every week, then that's your option. And we can talk about that on Patreon, or you can just reach out to me. But anyway, our producers are awesome, and we thank them every week. Terry Fuller, Chris Chandler, not the quarterback, or maybe it is. Is it the quarterback from the Falcons?
He's a quarterback of dogs.
Okay. Roby Neely, Tim Slayton, Mike D, and Matt Carter. Also, you will get a doodle from me, and the first person to get those is Terry Fuller, and they're going out in the mail with her stickers because I had a couple of these left over, 2 of these babies. I like these Starbucks ones that Jeff made. So yeah, just get the weekly shout out, and our t-shirt store is back up, so you get a t-shirt too. So you get quite a few things. If you're a producer, you get a drawing, a printout of a drawing, and you get a t-shirt, and then you get some stickers. So I think that's cool. Hey, radiolabyrinth.com is up, and we are working on it, and that'll have shows, so you can watch the shows right at the website if you like. If you're a fan of my WSB radio show, The Popcast, which airs on Saturday evenings at 7, you can also find that on your podcast providers. This week's guests, or the most recent episode's guests, are the 2 guys from Yacht Rock Review, and also Eric Von Hessler, so you can check that out. If you're watching us on YouTube, subscribe, and click that alert button so you know when new episodes are available. Share it with your friends on all your social media if you're so inclined. And if you're listening to us in one of the audio mediums and you're on Spotify, rate and review us, please, because that helps us. Every little bit helps. I mean, if you can't support us Patreon-wise, understandable, the money's tight, you want to get an egg or support us. How about that? You sign up at the producer level, we'll mail you eggs.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not guaranteeing you that they're chicken eggs, but you'll get some fucking eggs.
I'll send you an egg, and I'll send you a cage-free, ethically grown egg.
Cage-free, ethically grown copperhead egg.
Yeah, it's not a chicken egg.
Yeah, we can't guarantee where they come from. They'll just be eggs. They could be plastic eggs filled with jism. Why?
Why?
I don't know why I said that. Why not?
Why can't they be filled with pantyhose?
Yeah.
Or I mean, it'll be both.
I hope it's pantyhose. You know how much jizz it take to fill one of those men?
Oh, God.
Just go by this. She sends this meme today of Stone Cold Steve Austin, and it says how real men clean their fleshlights, and it's Stone Cold like he's been chugging beer, but it's a fleshlight and it's disgusting.
Oh look, so Neil sent it to me, and you guys are the only people I could forward that to. That's it.
Your mom?
That's where the list ends. Yeah.
Why didn't you send it to your mom? I mean, would she get?
Because there'd be so many questions. She wouldn't know what the hell a fleshlight is. She wouldn't have any clue what I was talking about.
That's a rabbit hole you do not want to send your mother down.
No, if she ever even, I highly doubt she's ever even thought of such a thing.
I want a fleshlight that looks like Sam Smith from the Grammys.
With the horns on it and stuff.
With horns, it's red, it's wearing makeup, it looks like it just got out of bed after a long night of an orgy with other fat dudes. And I'm not going to go further than that. If you would like, I mean, you guys, Steph's a big Tim Dillon fan, and I'm slowly becoming a huge fan of his. His podcasts are great. When he has guests, it's okay, but I really like it when he just goes off on rants, because he can do rants, and my God, are they funny. This week he had for his Patreon, and you saw a little teaser for it. He's talking about Sam Smith and how in the 70s and 80s when rock bands would, put up satanic imagery or, like devil horns and stuff, they're one of two things. They're either really cool heavy metal acts, Black Sabbath, Ozzy, Judas Priest, stuff like that. Satanic imagery. Not really, but they weren't Satanists. They were just doing it. And then you had the androgyny thing, which was glam rock and David Bowie and guys like that, Dee Snider. They were either menacing or sexy. That's the thing. They're either menacing or sexy. Sam Smith is neither of those things. He just looks like a fat woman with a beard.
Yeah, like he says, the fat girl from Hot Topic that was shopping at Hot Topic.
And how the outfit that he had on looked more like he was coming to fix your HVAC. So I think that shit's funny. But it was ridiculous that in Madonna showing up looked like she's wearing a meat mask. Or like her face collapsed and she just filled it. It's like she got, you remember the episode of Aqua Teen where Shake gets the chin?
Yeah.
And Meatwad keeps egging him on to go get more and more. He kind of looks like that. She looks terrible. And then, people make fun of her, and then she goes back on social media and says, people are just afraid of my power. Bonnie Raitt won a Grammy the other night, is older than Madonna, and looked a million times better.
Mm-hmm. She looks great. Yeah. She looks great. And Madonna could have done that because she's average. She was always kind of average looking. Yes. Average looking people age better. Yeah. They just do. It's like when you're young and you've got all like that Angelina Jolie big shit, and it's like, oh, she's so fucking glamorous. Well, now it's all starting to look like a big floppy labia. All that. When you get older, it looks like crap. But if you're just a regular Joe, like a Jennifer Aniston, you could keep going for a good long time. A lot longer, I think.
Susanna Hoffs is the exact same age as Madonna. I follow her on Twitter. Have you seen what she looks like today?
Well, she's just...
She looks exactly the same, yeah.
Exactly the same. Couple of wrinkles.
I mean, Christy Brinkley, she's had a lot of work done, but it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look terrible.
What is this thing with Madonna? Why why look like that? She's turning into Jocelyn Wilderstein, the Catwoman. Who, remember that lady? She looked horrible. Yeah. And then you have to go out in public looking like that. And, Madonna didn't have to go anywhere.
It seems so fake to me now. All these years where I always thought like she was somebody who was so confident and just didn't give a shit about what people thought. This is the opposite of that.
She gives a shit. Totally.
She gives way too much. She cares way too much.
How about her daughter? Is her daughter going to be famous, or is she just going to be somebody that spends the money?
She models.
Can she sing? Can she act? How does she...
I don't know. Like, she gets into those shows, like, she'll be doing, runway crap and stuff, even though I don't think she's tall enough.
Oh,
she's cute, but she does seem to have a monobrow.
Her dad was a wolf. Did you see the video that was going around this week, the viral video of the runway where the real hot blonde's walking down, and then she turns around, goes back, and then there's a chick following her with one leg?
No.
it's this equity in modeling, and so, I mean, I feel bad for the person, obviously, but the model comes down, and
When they were modeling sneakers.
no, they were well, that's funny, but they were modeling swimwear, and this lady, she's just like wearing a bikini, and she's doing that stupid empty-faced model stuff, and the next thing, hop along, thud.
I can't.
And you're supposed to pretend that this stuff isn't weird. You're supposed to go, oh, how brave. And maybe it is. It's brave for that person, but it's just so out of place.
Nobody cares. Nobody likes it.
You put a big fat lady or a big fat guy or me, I was on a billboard without a shirt on and, my gut hanging out. This is in 2003, but it wasn't a Calvin Klein ad,
No, I mean, it's like you.
I mean, I still jerked off to it.
Oh, I know. So did I. Because you did. And then I'm like, give me the picture.
The thing is that, like, there's a reason why people want to look at beautiful people.
Yeah.
If it looks good.
It's what we want to be, maybe. I don't know.
Nobody's saying, like, oh, you should kill yourself because you're fat, but they're also not saying don't get in a camisole and underwear and flap up on a billboard. I don't want to see that shit. I can look in the mirror and see that nasty shit.
Yeah.
I want to see something good.
Yeah, I don't want to see me on a billboard.
No, ew, no. Nobody wants to see yourself. I mean, we all know what regular people look like.
I don't want to see Tom Brady grabbing his junk, doing a weird Instagram post. I mean, what's he doing now?
Thirst traps.
Exactly. Oh, I'm not playing football anymore. I'm just going to sit here. And he isn't that. He doesn't have a great physique. Sure, he's in shape and he's healthy, but he didn't have a great physique.
No.
Put Antonio Brown in a pair of those underpants and women will be sliding off chairs nationwide. But Tom Brady just looks, I think Tom Brady's hand is in front of his penis because it's probably small. And, you don't want to see that look.
He's always kind of had a little bit of an inbred look to him, His eyes are kind of close together. He's not. I don't know, but he's kind of got one of those butt faces a little bit. I don't think he's all that.
Oh, you mean he's like Ben Affleck, who also was at the Grammys and bored out of his mind?
He's no Tony Gonzalez, I'll tell you that.
No, Tony Gonzalez, handsome dude.
That's a handsome
No, that guy could sit in underwear. But Tom Brady, don't do the underwear shit. Get the job at Fox. Get a new girlfriend, a hot model. Do what you have to do, but get on to Fox right now. Get rid of Greg Olson, who, I don't know, one of those guys isn't very good. I don't know if it's Greg Olson or the other one, but Fox needs a marquee Sunday game guy, and it's got to be Brady.
Do you think he'll do like what Leonardo DiCaprio did? Like he'll go get a 19-year-old Israeli model to just really grind it into Giselle?
That's another thing. The people were bitching all week. He's grooming him. Look, the girl is 19 years old. When you see her, she looks like she's 40 because of all the makeup and how I'm sure you take the makeup off and she looks like she's not 40. But it's Leonardo DiCaprio. Who cares? He is taking himself out of Titanic because the 25th anniversary is this year, and now it's too old for him. That's not my joke, but but in the people that are complaining about it, I'm not even going to say their names because they're in the alphabet group and they'll get pissed off. But the one who got a lot of traction on social media for bitching about it, calling him a groomer. Look, these people don't care if you mutilate your body before you're 18. They don't care if you do drugs. They don't care about, there's all sorts of things that are acceptable now. Why can't it be acceptable for a straight, white, heterosexual male who's 50 to date a 19-year-old? Do we all know it's creepy? Yes. But
he's not even 50. He's 48.
All right. Almost 50. But is it, who cares? That's what he likes. Obviously, she doesn't care because she's getting variety out of it. So.
He's Clooneying. He's going to Clooney till he can't Clooney no more. Then he'll find him a nice, sensible 31-year-old, attorney for The Hague.
Yes, Saudi that will get him locked into that money, Dubai money,
right?
Retire forever, and, set public policy and go to the UN and beg for gifts. So anyway, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is another thing. That's crazy. Cyndi Lauper and George Michael at this point are the top vote getters by fans. So fans are fucking stupid. Soundgarden, Willie Nelson, Warren Zevon, and then people who aren't going to make it, Iron Maiden, Joy Division, and New Order, going in together, it looks like, and Rage Against the Machine and Sheryl Crow. I don't know where you guys stand. I love Willie Nelson. He's an icon. I also love Dolly Parton. She's an icon, but I don't think either of them belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but don't think George Michael or Cyndi Lauper belong in. But Cyndi Lauper maybe because she created the Rock and Wrestling connection. But
Well,
she's had a lot of hit songs, and so is George.
She did. Yeah, but George Michael isn't a rock singer. He's a pop singer.
Pop singer, yeah.
So you're saying there shouldn't be any of the hip hop or the rap bands? None of them should be in there either.
I'm saying no, because some of the hip hop artists have that rock and roll attitude. You know, I would think that Public Enemy belongs in there. NWA, Run DMC, absolutely. Beastie Boys started out as a punk band. Missy Elliott, not so much.
Is she the greatest female rapper of all time? Yes, for sure, by a mile.
Really? Yeah, you're probably right about
She's
that.
definitely the best ever. And then like number 2 would be Lauryn Hill.
Yeah. Well, Lauryn Hill's also a fantastic singer. So
True.
So anyway, that's the shit that I'm paying attention to. I'm done. And this President's Day of the Union was last night. I had more fun creating fake things that he said using the AI app than watching it, because he's just doing a lot of old man screaming, and they're all just a bunch of dopes.
They were all, everybody was screaming, weren't they?
Yeah, they're all dumb. Yeah, that weirdo from Paulding County, Marjorie Taylor Greene screaming, Lauren Boebert, is that how you say her name? Lauren Boebert. She's that one from out west who it looks like you would have found her on Craigslist 10 years ago.
I just need to know my mom's going to have Medicare until she dies, because I can't afford to take care of her.
So what?
You and I are going to start taking heroin, so we're not worried about it. But my mom, I just want to make sure it's taken care of.
So what's the state of the union then, Tim?
I would say that it's in the same state it was in 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Sad. And, Republicans and Democrats, there's maybe like 10 of them that I like, that I would trust with anything at all. And those are the ones you never hear from, because they're not stupid and they don't say dumb things.
Like
Amy
Ben
Klobuchar.
Sass.
I don't have a problem with Amy Klobuchar. Do you not like her?
I like her because she's going after Ticketmaster.
I like her because she throws shit at her her aides and makes them comb their hair with forks. No, I liked her. I actually liked her. She's somebody that I like. I think what I would like to see is AOC and Marjorie Taylor Greene go on tour debating each other like Lincoln and Douglas. And then at the end of it, they wrestle in hot oil wearing a bikini. And MTG would win because she's got those strong hip muscles.
You want to see Marjorie Taylor Greene in a bikini?
No, but I want to see her wrestle. See you in a bikini in hot oil in the little kiddie's pool. Anyway, enough of that shit. Nobody cares about what I or anybody thinks about
As
politics.
long as AOC makes her head explode at the end like she does on The Boys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, so we were going to talk about. We're going to be frank now. We're going to be real. We're going to make it real. We're going to be real. It is Black History Month, and as always, whenever it's Black History Month, the public clamors to know what 4 over 40 people want. White people want.
What do the whites think?
We talk about this every year. Let's talk about celebrating our favorite African-American actors. And actors, I mean men and women, because they're all actors. I buy into that. I know some people think it's woke, but I buy into the ending the delineation between actors and actresses. It sounds diminutive. So I just say actors. She's a female actor. He's a male actor. But we talk about this every year, and then we get to the point where we're going to do it and we cancel it. We have every year. Am I right? We've talked about this every year. We've never done it.
I think we did.
Yes.
I think
The last 3 years we've done exactly that.
And the reason I think we cancel it isn't because we don't want to do it. It's just because it sounds weird. It sounds weird to pander. Am I wrong about that, or is that how I feel? And what do you guys think? I just want to have a real discussion about it. Like, do we need to do it? Are people looking for Radio Labyrinth? What does Radio Labyrinth think about black people?
I mean, I don't think they care about anything that we say, but I just feel like we, it's like we want to do something because it is Black History Month. We want to do something that's in our vein, but at the same time, it also feels like you should talk about these actors all year long. Why are we just talking about them?
When we do,
because it's Black History Month. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just, yeah.
Yeah, John.
When Andy Murphy does stuff, we always talk about it, and people that we like, no matter what color they are,
Right.
we always talk about them.
Yeah.
The purple guy, we're always talking about him.
The purple pizza eater.
Grimace. Yeah, we have no pro Grimace around here.
Yeah, Barney.
But yeah, the overall point to what Steph was saying is that we are the first generation to grow up. I mean, from day one when the television was on, you weren't seeing a black actor on TV as a porter at a train station with the eyes bugging out because it's dark, or the stereotypical roles that African American people always had in movies and television shows. We grew up in an era where there were black TV shows, where my first sports heroes are sadly O.J. Simpson, not sadly Mickey Rivers, Reggie Jackson, and then you start listing things and he's like, oh, what is he you know what I mean? But we came of age as children TV aware of the miniseries Roots, and we didn't talk about those things. We were like, oh, this person is this and this person is that. It was just that person's cool. I like that person. This person's a funny comedian. You saw Richard Pryor, even at 8 or 9 years old. Your parents wouldn't let you listen to the dirty stuff, but you saw him on TV and you thought he was funny. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh, we only need to stop and think about it. No, it was just there. It was just culture. It was, this is America. This is what Americans look like. They're black, they're white, they're Asian, they're Hispanic. And I think that was what we were kind of introduced to in that era. You had Chico and the Man. And now everything is just, this is a box and this is where this person is. And there's the other box over here. Now, don't forget, this person looks like this, but they have a sub box and you have to honor every single sub box. And I don't think our generation really understands that, which is why I'm super liberal. Everybody knows that I'm pretty liberal about a lot of things. But then you turn on Twitter and you hear some modern day young person who's allegedly a liberal talking, and I just want to kick them in the mouth because they sound like idiots. And I think that Gen X has been a live and let live kind of generation, and we're happy to have seen all the progress that's been made socially, especially for gay people, and it just, I don't know. And this is what ends up happening. We're talking about it, and I'm like, what do I say? What do I not say? Really, you shouldn't say anything. You should just, sit down and, stay in your lane and don't mansplain or whitesplain. All these things that we have to pay attention to now, we really don't have to. We can ignore all.
We don't. No, I mean, I don't think we do. And I just, there's nothing wrong with saying that even though things were much better when we were growing up, they were still very much an underrepresented minority when it came to TV and movies. And it's still, it's definitely came a long way, but yeah, we didn't notice it. I mean, I watched all kinds of shows when I was a kid. Never once did I think, all these shows I watched, there was not any black people at all in any of these shows that I watched.
A lot of them, yeah, absolutely.
Lots of them. Mm-hmm. Lots of them. And then the shows that did have like an all-black cast, you never saw any white people on them. So there wasn't a whole lot of crossover.
But at least the white people were dumb. Like if you watch Sanford and Son, the white cop was always the dumbass. And that was great. You're like, this is hilarious. This guy's a fucking idiot.
But our ideal, we were going to at least just talk about to celebrate Black History Month, which should be just regular history.
Should.
All the time.
But there are people besides actors and television stars that we should learn about, like cowboys and women. People who went out west. The wagon trains weren't just white people.
Right.
And they weren't like, okay, you have to be at the back of the wagon train. No, they all went at the same time, and they all shared disaster and and success and in different ways. You know what I mean? And those are we should know about that, and we don't, because, well, I don't know, maybe better not. Why not?
My whole point was I wanted to talk about Lawrence Fishburne.
He was on The View this morning.
Was he?
Mm-hmm. And he looks great for his age. Lawrence Fishburne is a great American actor.
That show he hosts on the History Channel just came back. That's probably why he's making the rounds.
He's an amazing actor. He's a great narrator. He's funny. He has a lot of range. He was on Pee-wee's Playhouse. He lied to producers and got to be in Apocalypse Now when he was 16 years old. And you look at that and you're like, holy shit, he was 16 years old on a boat in the Philippines with Martin Sheen, making one of the most incredible Vietnam-related films ever made. And, he did CSI. He kind of did okay filling in for Gil Grissom, and then, he left and they brought in Ted Danson, and that was the end. And they bring Ted Danson at the end.
Well, and he was Cuba's dad in Boys in the Hood.
Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely. And you watch that character and you're like, man, that guy's a good role model. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, no, he was. He was great. And I mean, that's why Cuba was his character was the only one that kind of ended up being okay. Deep Cover.
Yep.
Love him in damn Deep Cover. And King of New York.
King of New York, yeah.
That was in all those early 90s gritty, like, tough. Oh, God, he was so great in all those movies.
Hey, it's amazing. He's amazing.
And then Hannibal, the series Hannibal, when he was the cop on there.
Yeah.
Those fantastic.
The Matrix.
Yeah, well, he hit 2000, and then for this entire century, he is a science fiction go-to.
Yes.
From Matrix and Event Horizon.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, he's just become that, which is great. He's become this, legendary character. Predator movie as well. He was.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I love Fishburne in anything, just because you can also track his entire career from 16 years old to now in a myriad of television and movies. So he's one of my favorites as well.
I feel like he'll be somebody that ends up getting that Cecil B. DeMille award at some point.
Right.
Yeah.
But he is somebody like that his name should be spoken in the same as De Niro and all these other actors. He is that good. He has been around that long, and he's done some amazing stuff.
I guess to put a bow on it, we don't want to pander. We don't want to sound pandering. We also don't want to sound dumb or insensitive. We just...
If you're not, though, follow John Amos's son on TikTok.
Oh my God, isn't he? I follow him on Instagram, so I see the same things. But John Amos from Die Hard 2, Beastmaster, Coming to America, and of course everybody knows him as the weatherman on Mary Tyler Moore. Oh wait, he did one more thing. He was the dad on Good Times, and because he wanted more money, they killed him off. And probably they said he was a pain in the ass to work with. There's a real good episode of Gilbert Gottfried's Amazing Colossal Podcast with John Amos, but his son travels with him, and they make the most incredible videos. They go all over the place, the Caribbean, Africa. It's very enjoyable, I think.
Yeah, it's a fun follow.
I remember thinking when I was a kid, man, he's a tough dad. You don't want to mess with him. You're going to spank him. Two times as a kid, like I would not sass off to Mike Evans in any way, shape, or form.
No.
When I wasn't going.
Get your wig split.
Remember that he was, though, the weatherman on Mary Tyler Moore, and Ted Knight was threatened by him. He watched those old episodes because he went on to do network news, and then he came back to the small town, and Ted Knight was worried he was going to take his job. And probably could have, but after he got, and this is from that Gilbert podcast, after he got fired by Norman Lear, he was able to do Roots. And so he went from doing sitcom roles to doing a real meaty, dramatic role, playing Kunta Kinte, an adult Kunta Kinte. Originally, Kunta was played by LeVar Burton, and he got, beamed up to the Enterprise. And totally left Earth, that guy.
I remember I came home from school, and I was staying at my It was my Aunt Judy. I would stay at her place after school sometimes, and that's when Roots was on. And she'd be like, "Oh yeah, I knew what you go on there." Cause it came on like after school for some reason. I guess it was like the second run or third run of it.
They wanted everybody to see it.
Yeah, and I go in there and I'm watching. I'm like, "This is," and then they cut his feet off. I was like, "What the hell is this?"
They hobbled him. I don't think they cut his feet off.
Whatever the hell they did. I'm like, I'm gonna watch, Voltron or something. This is too intense.
The scene where he holds up the baby. I remember coming out. For some reason, we lived in a trailer when that was on, so you could hear everything through the wood paneling. And I think my mom was crying, and that woke me up or something. And I walked out to that scene where John Amos is holding the baby up at night to the sky. And I don't know if that's the last episode or what. I just remember that scene. That's how I remember it. And I watched it. And when Chuck Connors has the whip, and I was a little kid, I had to leave the room because it scared me.
No, it's very frightening. Oh, yeah, Chuck Connors, God, you forget about what a scary. God, he was so intense.
They made Ed Asner into a prick.
Which was yeah.
Yes, if you've never seen Roots, I highly recommend watching it.
Get really baked. Get really baked.
No.
Yeah.
Don't watch it. No.
I grew up in East Tennessee, and again, like I've said before, we didn't know any black people that lived around there. It was just up in the mountains, and it wasn't a large population of black people, but for some reason, across from our high school was a huge tract of land that was right above on the other side of a ridge. So you had to take this one little winding road to get to it. But ironically, Alex Haley bought that whole side of the mountain and built a retreat there for underprivileged people to come and learn with tutors. They were supposed to be writers. It was a writer's school.
Wow.
And it was right across the street from our high school. And Oprah, that's how I met Oprah that one time at the little burger place I worked at.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she came in, and it was like a crystal, like slider kind of place.
Yeah,
and
you get a slider, you get a slider, you get a slider.
Oh, this was like WGN Oprah, at the time.
Chicago Oprah,
yeah. And she had her show, and she came in, and a lot of people came for that Appalachian Museum, and the guy that owned it was big friends with Alex Haley, and that's how he got her and him to come down to the restaurant. But so it was all Alex Haley was always like Roots and everything was really pushed on us to read because it was kind of a local celebrity kind of thing. And it was so strange because no one had any context of knowing any black people,
right?
But they were reading Roots and had the writer, right across the road. I always thought that was strange.
Well, Jeff and I grew up in a town where there were only like 5 African-American families, and 3 of the families were from Africa. So,
direct from Africa. Wow.
Yeah, they're from Zimbabwe, and they're professors.
Well, as you know, my experience was much different.
Yes, well, you grew up in Detroit, right?
Well, in the suburbs, yes. At my school, they drug out linoleum at lunchtime and breakdanced.
Oh, breakdancing.
Awesome. Yeah, during lunch, I got beat up or spit on, and in order
me too.
to defend myself, I had to act gross and put mustard on everything so no one would steal it, which would make certain people pissed. I don't care if you put mustard on it, I'm going to eat it anyway.
Well, don't get caught in the rain, because I remember I got told, you smell like a wet dog.
All right, on that note... I'd like to thank Atlanta Pizza Hero, our longtime sponsor, and thank Mike Hall and everyone at the restaurant for the longtime support. Please join Atlanta Pizza in Euro for the weekly Tuesday night team trivia from 7 to 8:30 p.m. with more than 40 domestic and local craft beers to choose from. 15 currently on tap. And the best food in East Metro Atlanta, and I can attest that that is true. It is no surprise they are your favorite family-owned restaurant. If you're a business or corporate client who's looking to book a food truck for your next private event or catered luncheon, please contact Mike at Atlanta Pizza in Euro by calling 770-483-6228. They are open for dine-in and takeout Monday through Friday from 11 to 9, Saturday 12 to 9, and closed on Sunday.
It's time for my talking, ain't telling you lies. never lie to you, I'll tell you that right now. He's got your big eyes. My eyes do droop a little bit. They cut me, you know. Don't speak too good. I don't speak too good, absolutely I don't. Yeah, he's misunderstood. What?
There he is.
How you doing? Hey, it's good to see you guys. You know, I finally got my camera working. You know, it's a beautiful thing.
Unbelievable.
Thank you very much. You know, I think you're mighty nice too with your Cabbage Town shirt on. You know.
Oh yeah. So if you're ever in Atlanta, go to Cabbage Town. Right? You can get a burger and fries at Little's. Recently, they had a high-speed chase in that part of town, and the Little's was crashed into by a car, and they need a little help rebuilding. You know, it's a small community, and
that's a lot of small puns there. You know.
Yeah. Well, the motto of Cabbage Town is "Keep Cabbage Town Shitty." They have a place there that used to be a cotton mill, and now it's a loft. Celebrities live there. Winona Ryder lived there. Jason,
The kids from Stranger Things.
well, the kids from the oldest son of Winona Ryder, and the girl that works at the newspaper. I don't remember their names. They live in a house in Cabbage Town.
Wow, there you go.
So
Does it smell like cabbage there?
people all smell like cabbage, and they have a mumbly pig contest every Friday night at midnight.
Wow, exciting stuff there. Yeah, I'm glad. I see why they made a T-shirt out of it. You know.
Yeah, hey, Little. Oh, the guy Kevin that works at Little's, he made this shirt. He also made one of our Radio Labyrinth shirts.
One of them.
Yeah, just one. You hand wrote it. You're getting a little snarky there, Sly. You want a box? Oh,
Yeah, I'm ready to go. Come on. So I got my trunks on. Look at that.
oh my God! Look at that. You got the right trunks.
Yeah, you know. Well, you know, I was working out. Sometimes I work out with my old Rocky gear, and it gets me in the mood. Look at that. There you I say, I got my gloves on, and my trunks. It says Sly right there. You know.
Yeah. Puffwear. Jeff, the stickers that we made for Patreon members and fans, and
Look at that. Yeah, that's
Sly Talkin. We got the Cobretti. You can see it on the screen if you're watching at home.
yeah.
If you're listening.
Yeah, you can take a toothpick and stick it in there, so it's like a 3D type thing, you could make that like a toothpick dispenser, and just pull them out. Bloop, there you go.
And finally seeing you in person, live like this is just blowing me away, Sly.
It's a spellbinding thing, isn't it?
You said that Tulsa King is your last acting gig, so now you're getting into producing, and you were telling me earlier in the week that you're pitching some shows.
I am, yeah. In fact, I invented one the other day. I thought you get, like maybe 5 contestants, and then you have a celebrity panel. And then what happens is that the contestants are blindfolded, and then each contestant is punched by one of the celebrity guests, and they go, "Hey, who punched me?"
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Hey, who punched me?
Hey, who punched me? And if you get it right, you win a prize, some kind of prize. But if you don't, you just get, black eye, broken jaw,
So
maybe if you get it right, you get to punch the celebrity back. That'd be good.
Well, the guy who created UFC, what's his name? Dana something or other?
Dana White, yeah. He used to be a boxer,
I did not know that, but he has a league out there where people slap each other. And it's more entertaining than watching people slap each other.
Hey, who slapped me? But the hey, who punched me, because maybe somebody's wearing a ring, I don't know. Maybe it's a little hand that hits you, and maybe it's, I don't know. It could be interesting, I think.
Maybe Greta Thunberg is one of the celebrities, and then the other one.
She goes, "How dare you?"
I didn't know you did impressions, Sylvester. That was great.
I do. I've been working on that one.
Well, what other show are you working on now? Have you pitched it yet, or are you just in the?
I have not pitched it yet. I just invented that maybe a few minutes before it came on here.
Oh, okay.
I'm always an idea guy. I'm constantly thinking of ideas.
Okay.
Now, in today's climate, with the egg prices going the way they are, I was thinking maybe a good thing would be find alternatives to healthy, raw egg drinking in the morning, and so maybe have, people that, have to have 7 or 8 eggs for the morning, go out and try to find alternatives to the expensive chicken eggs that you have in, the supermarket. I was thinking, like the other day I was walking around my yard and saw a little bird's nest and pretty little blue eggs in there. I was like, looks delicious.
So you stole robin eggs from a robin and cooked them? That's so sad.
I did.
I wanted to ask you, I watched this documentary over the weekend called Gunther's Millions, and it's about a dog that has like millions of dollars, and he tried to buy your house in Miami years ago.
A dog?
Yeah. And then I guess you turned him down and he ended up buying Madonna's house. I was just wondering, why did you turn the dog down when he tried to buy your house?
I didn't like his breed.
They have laws against that now. So
now if the dog was a boxer,
there we go.
Yeah, done deal. Poodle, no thank you.
Well, he was a German Shepherd, so I guess you have...
I grew up, with people that fought World War II, and no. Here we go. Red, white, and blue, right there.
Realtor dog, or
there you go. Yeah.
couple of dogs that buy houses and flip them.
And they can always house the roof. Now, check the trees. What's the bark like? But also, if you say you're living by, a beach, you're walking down the beach, like in South Carolina or something, like that, and look, there's a hole with eggs in it.
Yeah,
3 eggs.
Now those might be turtles, though. The rare turtle.
Eggs are eggs.
Okay.
They're only a turtle once they hatch. Right then, they're protein. That's what they are right then.
And if there's an embryo in it, you get extra protein and a little crunch.
That's right. They're crunchy on the inside.
Yeah, I just learned. Did you know, Sly, that Fig Newtons at one point, that's like crushed up wasp nests that are in there? That's why
there's wasp bodies inside figs. Yeah.
That's how figs get pigs. Yeah.
Just know they're delicious. That's all. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah. But sometimes I wonder why. I'd say, ouch, my tongue. But I didn't know that they were fighting back.
That's a scary thing. When I found out about that, I almost stopped eating figs. But I love figs, especially Turkish figs, and I like Fig Newton. So, yeah.
I remember do you remember the Fig Newton guy that was versus the big Fig Newton? He scared the hell out of me. He looked like a big turd. That's what it looked like. Dancing turd. Just
What other mascots have scared you over the years? He did look like a big turd. Oh my God, I'm looking at him.
Yeah, big fig turd. That Philly mascot. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to be.
A fanatic.
Yeah. Get out of here.
Yeah, Tommy Lasorda beat him up once. Tommy Lasorda punched him in the face.
As he is, well, the only thing Tyler sort of could kick his ass is a Philly for that.
Yeah. Sly, keep us updated on your show.
I'm going to, yeah. And of course, I'm still writing Purple Rain.
Yeah. And the
kid,
still working on the kid in Whitey.
Yeah, I found Wendy and Lisa. Oh, God. Sorry. I had a sick dude stuck in my throat. But yeah, Wendy and Lisa, I found them, and I'm putting them in the script, and they're going to be telling the kid that the water is warm enough and they can begin. So they're going to get in there.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's how he learns. He learns some valuable lessons with Wendy.
Are they still good looking?
Well, in the dark.
Oh God! Listen, if you're listening to this podcast at home, you need to go to the YouTube page and watch it because this is funny. You're looking at Sylvester Stallone just staring at you. The eyes don't blink. They're disconcerting.
That's that Cobra stare.
I was going to say, I was going to ask you if you would do your signature line from Cobra.
Oh, yeah. You the disease, and I'm the cure. Thank you very much. We're trying to remembering that.
Yeah. You've been in a lot of boxing movies. You took too many punches from Mr. T and whatnot.
Yeah, honestly, with Cobra, all I remember was the toothpick. I whipped very hard.
And your wife.
Toothpick. Yeah,
the wife slapping you around a little bit.
And, well, I know what her name is, though. I'll tell you that.
Can we see your friend Mark real quick before you go, or?
He's got his hand on my ass right now.
Hello. Mark, thank you. That puppet's amazing. You did.
Oh, thank you.
That is awesome.
And
yeah,
I want, we always do Sly, and I want you to be able to plug what's going on with you.
What Mary, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've been working on Sly, and I got him. It's really kind of cool because with Sly, if you see him here, he's got like the boxing gloves, and what I've done is I've made it where they can pop off, and there's like a magnet in here.
Oh,
there's a magnet inside here. So
cool.
I can make hands. I can put hands on him, so he can dress up like Sly.
Yeah, he could be any Sly guy.
He could be Rambo. He could be
Sly. He'll be Slybo.
No, dude, that's freaking awesome, and we love this. This is so fun. I
thanks for letting me do it. You don't know what my family is so thankful that I get to get this weirdness out of my system here instead of running around the house saying weird shit to my family all the time.
They're like, go on the podcast and say weird shit.
Yeah. No, yeah. I made dinner and they were like loading up with dinner. Well, I was like making sure that the camera was in the right place and stuff like that. And I'm just having them say weird shit and and it's like, okay, we gotta leave him alone for a while.
Maybe he'll make it onto season 3.
It's Daddy's alone time.
Daddy's Stallone time.
Oh yeah.
You're very good, yo. Very good.
Gonna say I forgot that was you for a minute. Like when we were talking to the puppet, I forgot that it wasn't like a real thing.
Yeah, what's really cool? Really cool about puppets is, and Henson figured this out, so it's nothing new. But you can sit there with a child, with kids, and you can have a puppet on your hand and have the puppet talk to them, and they will totally ignore you and just talk straight to the puppet, and have a full conversation with the puppet, and then you say something to them in your voice, and they look at you like, Carol,
who the hell is this guy?
Go back to the puppet. Yeah, I worked with a woman in Pittsburgh that owned a puppet company before I made my own, and she didn't like that idea. She was one of those people that wanted to hide everything, and like make it a mystery. And after my shows, I turn my whole stage around and show kids how I do everything. And, have them come up, they could talk to the puppets. And most kids want the puppet, like they put their hand in the puppet's mouth and the puppet has to like bite their hands. I don't know why, but it's an oral thing.
Yeah, I bought Gilbert an Elmo puppet, but he doesn't. He's still too young. He's like, that's Elmo. What do you do? You can't even do the voice because I like grizzled smoker. Hey, it's Elmo.
Yeah, I remember when Oscar the Grouch was orange.
Yeah, early on.
Yeah. I was a big Grover fan. In fact, when the Muppet Show started, like Kermit went, and I think it was the only Muppet that went from Sesame Street was Kermit. But I was really upset that Grover didn't go.
Grover would have been great on there.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. And he always was fucking with Kermit. In fact, I would always seem to gravitate toward Frank Oz puppets. Yeah. Except for Miss Piggy. I never liked Miss Piggy.
Well,
I didn't like
you weren't supposed to. I don't think that was kind of the whole point.
Yeah. I'd never got why people like Miss Piggy. Of course, the animal. I'm a drummer.
Yeah.
But like Sam the Eagle.
I love Sam.
Gonzo was my favorite.
Gonzo, yeah. And the guy that did Gonzo ended up being a producer for Big Bang Theory.
Really?
Yeah. Dave Getz, I think his name is.
Well, I think for season 3 of IAmShaunaRae that they should pay for you guys to come down to Atlanta and go to the Museum of Puppetry Arts.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw that out there when they renew it.
Yeah. And then we could all hang out with you and go to a Braves game or something if they do it in the summertime.
Yeah, as long as we can do it.
No, they don't do that anymore.
They don't do that anymore?
Crowd, yeah,
The crowd will
do.
Yeah, the crowd always does.
Yeah.
Only
Yeah, my high school in Pittsburgh were the Indians. The Seneca Indians were around Pittsburgh and Pennsylvania. And honestly, the Seneca Indians had said that they really like that people call themselves Indians and warriors and stuff like that. It's kind of interesting how they...
Well, I think everybody can agree. Only the Redskins sounded bad.
Yeah.
That was the only one that didn't age well.
And what's really funny is that if you think about it, the Redskins, that's Washington, D.C., which is the seat of the government, which is the one that screwed over all the Indians to begin with. So, we're just going to just be like, we may as well just be honest here.
Oh, man. All right. We got to wrap up, but thank you again. Please put out your plug so people can find you in your drawings and everything.
Yes. Well, it's On This Day Cartoons on Instagram. Mark Schrankel on Facebook. There's also Who Buddies on Facebook, and then www.whobuddies.com is the official Who Buddies website where you can see all things Who Buddies. And
will Sly make it into the Who Buddies show?
Yes, in fact, right now, because we have that show that's coming up on the 23rd of April, and we're writing a new show for it, where it's kind of like inclusive. And the initial idea is that Rufus, who's a big dog, he talks kind of like Fogger. Hey, how you doing? But he, like when he was he sings the song, Splish Splash, I was taking a bet, and these bubbles come flying out everywhere. And it turns out that there's 2 puppets, like the Purple People Eater, and there's another puppet that's we call it the Witch Doctor. He did the Witch Doctor song. Ding, ding. Well, they're both purple, and he doesn't like them because they're purple. Because back when he was a puppy, he slipped on a grape and spilled his bubble bath, and so he hates all things purple. And it turns out that Percy, who's the like main, he's the wrangler of all of them. He's a penguin. He knows Sylvester Stallone, and he's gonna have Sly come and talk to Rufus about how you can't just not like somebody because of their purple.
You got to fight it.
You know, just because you slip on a grape doesn't, you know. And it's like right now, Riley's kind of helping me write this, and she put in there like, you know, yeah, he doesn't like anything purple. He doesn't even want to see like, he doesn't even want to see you laughing in the purple rain. It's just like she put all this stuff in there.
What purple or rain?
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, you can laugh in purple rain. I'll tell you that. It's going to be laugh a minute there at the purple rain. So,
awesome.
So yeah, the 23rd of April we're going to be doing that, and Sly's going to be making an appearance in there. So, yeah.
Will we talk to you next week? You and Sylvester?
Oh, we'll be here. Yeah.
Talk to you next week. Thank you for talking.
Thanks, Mark.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, punch you. Hey, who punched me?
All right, we're going to take a break and then come back and do, we're going to do Snooze and Views and then wrap it up. So we'll be right back. You have commercial or residential construction printing needs? Sure, we all do. Well, what are you waiting for? Contact LDI Repro Printing of Athens. They've been in Athens, Georgia since 2005. With fast turnaround and affordable prices. Call 706-316-9366 or email them at athens@ldiline.com and tell Brett you heard it here and thank him for supporting Radio Labyrinth. Now back to your regularly scheduled podcast.
Views. Or.
Snooze.
All right, last week was History's Greatest, which I watched the first one.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's pretty good. They did
Awesome.
greatest stadiums, and somehow, spoiler alert, Yankee Stadium won greatest stadium of all time.
Really?
Yeah,
You ready?
they beat the Coliseum.
Get out of here.
It
I don't know. I'm a
was a
Yankees.
pretty good show, though.
The stadium. Who's the host again? Yeah.
Peyton Manning.
Oh, that's right. Hey,
He's pretty funny on there.
Peyton Manning is a funny guy. He's a talented dude.
And
You like-
he's always making comments like about the choices that he's like, hey, I'm not making these choices myself. You know,
Yeah.
he points that out a lot.
Don't get mad at me.
Yeah. It's pretty good, though. I'm going to keep watching it. And South Park starts tonight, which I haven't watched that yet. And the Titanic 25 years thing, I didn't end up watching that.
What was that on?
National Geographic.
Yeah, I don't care about that. I like
This week, though,
it's a once in a lifetime thing.
Mark Maron has a new special on HBO. From
Yeah.
Light to Dark, it's called.
Mhm.
Looks pretty good.
His stand-up is usually good.
Yeah, it's reviews for me.
Yeah, I'll view it.
I'll views it.
And number 2, the Superb Owl on Fox.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that.
I think everybody's probably going to watch that.
I'm just pulling against Philly, that's all.
Yeah, everybody go Chiefs.
I hate the Philadelphia Eagles, but I'm pulling for them because Travis Kelce's a douchebag.
And number 3, Planet Sex with Cara Delevingne starts this week. That's, I think, is it on Vice?
Well, then that's a snooze for me.
Yeah, I might views it. I like that Sex Before the Internet show that they have on there. On Vice. Have you watched any of those?
No. I watched.
Last week's was all about HBO's Real Sex.
Oh, yeah?
And it was cool because it was like all the people that were at HBO when I was there.
Oh, yeah? So you recognize some of them?
Yeah, tons of everybody like that they interviewed from HBO. There were people that were there when I was working there.
Did you
Was Ralph Garman on there?
No, but they have like Nikki Glazer and a few other comedians.
Oh, okay.
He might have been on other.
He did a lot of the field reporting stuff for them, like all the swinger parties and stuff like that. He would always do the interviews for those.
Oh, really?
Nikki Glaser was on that show?
Yeah, they have like talking heads pop up and talk about stuff like I was in 8th grade and I was watching Real Sex. No,
Oh,
had no idea my bedroom.
Yeah, you'd be thinking that you're about to watch something that was like, ooh, and then it was like, ooh.
You get the gonorrhea episode.
That's basically what she said.
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty nasty. Thank you, Jeff. Steph.
Oh, my staff pick this week. It's a documentary. It came out last year. I just watched it on Showtime over the weekend. It was one of the best music docs I've ever seen. It was Dio, Dreamers Never Die. It was so good. I highly recommend it. It's excellent. And yeah, I've been listening to nothing but Black Sabbath's Heaven and Hell for like the last 3 days.
Was this made before or after he died?
It was after. Yeah, it's just recent.
Okay.
It just came out last year.
Is it on Paramount Plus? I imagine so.
Maybe. But I mean, I saw it on Showtime. And
Yeah, so it's on Paramount Plus.
All right, cool.
it's so good. And like it shows him back, when he was like a 60s doo-wop singer. He was on something called the Red Tops. Oh my God, when you see him like this, you're going to be like, holy shit, that's Dio.
Awesome.
Incredible. His voice is just, and his whole story and his whole life story and just who he was as a person. And I mean, they take him all the way up to when he was in the Tenacious D movie, and it's fantastic. If you gotta love music docs, you love old metal, you love Dio, you will fucking love this documentary.
Cool. Mine's Bill Burr on Fly on the Wall. That was real good.
Yeah, that was good.
And also, it's from a couple weeks ago, but listen to Dana Carvey on Smartless.
Okay. I've been meaning to watch that. It's in my queue.
He does impressions of all the hosts, Jason Bateman, Sean Hayes, and Will Arnett. And it's hilarious just hearing him do all three people and them like arguing with each other and stuff. It's worth it just for that alone. And he busts out tons of other impressions, Michael Caine, other ones.
I like on the Bill Burr, when he was on Fly on the Wall, Dana ended disclaimer, hey, we're going to talk about drumming for the rest of the show.
I mean, when they have people that only host on, it's interesting. And Bill Burr's always great on everything.
Well, it also gave a chance for David Spade to not, like miss cultural references.
Right.
Which is strange to me that this guy's been in the media in his role for a long time and he doesn't know shit. Okay. My staff pick, Tim Dillon show number 334, where he opens the show going on a rant about Army Hammer. It is one of the funniest things I've heard in a very long time. I was not him talking about Army Hammer, and he starts the show like, in defense of this guy. And he's like, I should probably research these things before
he reads the part about him snatching the heart out of a living animal and eating it while it was still.
The whole thing is like, Army Hammer is so good looking that he's done everything, so he needs to step up his sex game. So I'll leave it at that. If you're interested, it's Tim Dillon show number 334. Dustin.
My staff pick is a YouTube channel. I know you guys, I told you about Oats a couple of months ago, where they make all the shorts, sci-fi shorts. This is another channel called Dust, D-U-S-T, and they also have contributed to Love, Death, and Robots in some of those. So it's that style, high end. But they also make these cheesy green screen like movies with good actors, but they're doing cheesy stuff. So a lot of short sci-fi shorts, amazing stuff done by a very small company. And they're fun to watch. They're about 15 minutes each, and they've been making them for the last 2 or 3 years. So there's a lot of stuff to go through and look at. But it's very, it's cool. It's stuff I'd love to work on. Us doing some skits.
Put the link for us to find it.
Yeah, I'll put it on there for you. Let you guys check it out, and everybody can just search Dust on YouTube.
Okay. All right, Steph. What is going on with Barkville?
Oh, well, this Saturday you can come out to the PetSmart in Alpharetta from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. We'll be out there again with a bunch of dogs, so please come out there and see us. I think they may have a lot puppies at this one also, so if you're looking for a puppy, that would be great. And just, still, again, if you don't want to adopt, you can foster, which we would love. You can donate because we need money really bad. That would be great. And if you want to help your local shelter, they're all full. Fulton, every single one of them, they're all full. So if you're thinking about adding a dog or a cat, you want to go to the shelter or come to us either way, that would be a wonderful thing that you could do for this new year.
Hey, and if you need a kitten, boy, there'll be some in my basement relatively soon. I was holding her yesterday, and I could feel them in there. They're heavy.
Mm.
And there was a listener, not necessarily this show, but definitely Von Hessler died. Sorry, did I step on you? Are you finished? I'm sorry if I...
No, I was just going to BarkvilleDogRescue.org. That was it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Keep it canine.
Keep it canine.
Yeah, he's hooking me up with a vet down in Edgewood. And because Mike called my vets, it's like, well, it's $100 for the examination. Then we got to do an ultrasound to determine how far along she is. And I'm like, okay, she's far along. I know that. And so anyway, I want to thank the guy. His name is John, and I appreciate it. So hopefully I can get something set up, because I don't want her to just throw $100 and go, good luck.
Yeah.
But I'm also still in that frame of mind. Well, she's not my cat, even though she is my cat. And it was funny. I won't get into it. It's too personal, and it's my neighbors. But the people who own the cat, I said, the son was out cleaning his car, and I said, do you know if your parents had him spayed? He's like, no, I don't know, man. Okay.
You talking about the father of your illegitimate kittens?
Yes. They're going to be... It's a Maine Coon. The fucking thing is huge.
Oh, their cat is?
Yeah, you know how big those male Maine Coons are?
Yeah.
And it's black and white, and she's a calico cat. Can you imagine what these kittens are going to look like?
Oh, they'd be cool looking.
Yeah.
It's going to look like the woods is coming alive like Predator both times. Well,
that's okay. There's a bunch of coyotes out back. Anyway, we'll let you interpret that. Thanks for, again, to Mark for doing every week with us, Sly Talkin. I really enjoy it. And he's a real cool guy. So make sure you support him and follow him. And thanks to you guys and to all you listeners out there. We will talk to you again next week. Until that time, please remember to keep it got it and